Hi everyone, I'm Zain Gilani and I'm very excited to share all about video call. But first, actually, let me start with a story. Okay, so a few years ago, I was at a party and I met a native Spanish speaker and I told him, you know what, I speak a little bit of Spanish. And this turned out to be a mistake because he immediately asked me, what's your name in Spanish? And simple enough question, but honestly, I froze. I completely froze. And this was painful, of course, because I had been learning Spanish. I'd been watching YouTube videos. I'd been reading children's books. I was even watching soccer with Spanish subtitles and commentary, and I tried at least. In hindsight, I knew all the words. I just couldn't get them out. Unfortunately for me, unlike building a vocabulary or acquiring grammar, speaking is a skill. And the only way you can master a skill, of course, is by doing it. You can think of riding a bicycle. It doesn't matter how many TikToks you watch about excellent bicycle technique, eventually you just have to get into the saddle. Okay, so what should I have done instead? Corner a native speaker, of course, and then force them to practice for hours and hours with me. But we, of course, know that that's not easy. First off, where are you going to find these native speakers? They're not very accessible. And honestly, they're kind of intimidating. And I'm not just talking about Parisians, right? They can be impatient. They can smirk at your pronunciation, and even the kind ones, you're making mistakes and their eye is twitching ever so slightly. Okay, so without infinite access to infinitely patient native speakers, what are we supposed to do? Well, we think we have something now, and that is video call. So with video call, the way that you practice speaking, of course, is by chatting with Lily. So the best way that I can do this is actually do some live demos, so you can see just what that feels like. So we're going to start with the first one and call Lily.
Hey, how's it going?
Hey Lily, it's going well. How's it going?
Oh, the usual. I wanted to ask you, got any travel plans coming up?
Yes, actually, I'm going to Mexico. I'm going to Mexico City in October.
Nice. You seem to love that place. Any specific reason or just because?
Oh, there is a reason. I'm going for a wedding, the wedding of my friend.
A wedding, huh? That sounds interesting. Not really my thing,
Why not?
Too many people, too much noise. I prefer quiet places. You get me?
Yes, Lily, that is very on brand for you, honestly, but I think you might still like Mexico City, actually. What do you think?
Maybe I would, but weddings are still not my thing. Well, gotta go. Talk later, okay?
Okay, bye, Lily. With video call, it's very simple for learners. All you have to do is chat with Lily. But under that purple, moody exterior, there's actually learning science, thoughtful design, and cutting-edge technology, which means that you are actually learning with a world-class conversational AI. Okay, so what do I mean by that? Let's get into it. So firstly, it feels real, right? Hopefully you saw in that demo that these are authentic, natural conversations. You get to practice spontaneous, open-ended, real-time chatting. One thing that I really like about this is that we've given Lily memory, which means that as you talk more, she is going to focus on your particular interests and the topics you care about. So in my case, I like to talk about travel a lot. That's why we end up talking about travel. Let's test Lily's memory.
You're back. Do you want to keep talking about Mexico City?
Actually, let me change the topic. Let's talk about my recent travel.
Sure, I remember. London visit, right? What did you like most?
Oh, I liked a lot of things, but do you remember specifically why I was in London?
Right, your brother had a baby. Bet that was loud. Newborns, you know.
Actually, he was perfectly lovely, and I think that is slightly offensive, but it doesn't matter. We will talk later. Okay, Lily.
Wow, that was quick. Okay.
All right, bye. So those two demos were at about an intermediate level of English. But one cool thing over here is that the difficulty of video call automatically adjusts to meet you where you are. So let's see what it looks like for video call when you are a beginner. And because I was dunking on Parisians earlier, I think it's only fair that we try this in my pretty bad French. Okay.
Salut, comment ça va?
Bien, Lily. Comment ça va?
Cool. J'ai une question. Tu aimes ton travail? Oui ou non?
Oui, j'aime le travail.
Ah, tu aimes le travail. Tu l'aimes beaucoup ou un peu?
Beaucoup. Oui.
C'est cool que tu l'aimes beaucoup. Bon, je dois te laisser maintenant. À bientôt.
Okay, Lily. Au revoir.
À la prochaine. Salut.
Okay, so as you see these, you might be thinking, this is all great, but where's the feedback? I need to know exactly the mistakes I'm making so that I can correct them in the moment. And the thing is that video call actually does give you feedback. It gives you one type of feedback, and we think it's the one that actually matters. What we've learned with our learners is that they really, really hate making mistakes, which means that the self-correction part of their brains, myself included, honestly, is so overactive, it's so oppressive that it actually gets in the way of your learning. So with video call, we're trying to suppress that self-correction part of the brain and just focus on communication. Lily is going to rephrase and she is going to simplify if you don't understand, but she's not going to correct your grammar. She's not going to grade your pronunciation, and she's not going to force you to say it back right again and again and again. Instead, she's just going to give you this one type of feedback, which is, can she understand you? And can you understand her? Okay, so let's talk about availability real quick. Right now, video call, you can find it on Path and Practice Hub, and it's available for Mac subscribers on iOS who are learning English, Spanish, and French, but we are working very hard to make sure that as many people can access this soon because we know just how important this is. I'd like to end by answering one final question, which is, why Lily? Isn't this meant to be this cozy, stress-free experience, and isn't Lily literally the opposite of that? The thing about video call is that it's also trying to teach you the skill of conversational resilience. These calls are never going to be as scary as actually talking to native speakers, but they are intentionally designed to be a little bit stressful. So Lily is going to be sarcastic. She's going to be sassy. She is going to interrupt you if you take too long to answer. And as you do that over time, the fear, the anxiety, the hesitation, all of it starts to melt away. And you are going to keep pushing through. So to put my money where my mouth is, again, we are going to do this demo in Spanish.
Dime, ¿te gusta vivir en Chinatown?
Sí, Lily, me gusta vivir en Chinatown mucho, sí.
Mucho. Qué exagerado. ¿Qué te gusta más de Chinatown?
Me gustan los restaurantes, la comida definitivamente, y sí, creo que las abuelitas en las calles que venden las frutas y las plantas, sí me gustan.
Ah, las abuelitas. Aquí no hay muchas, más tiendas aburridas. ¿Tienes un restaurante favorito?
Sí, tengo muchos.
Bueno, tengo que irme. Hablamos luego.
Sí, hablamos luego, Lily. Nos vemos.
Nos vemos la próxima. Bye.
We are thrilled that video call is now available and you have a way to get really good at speaking. So all you have to do is get on the bike, take a few deep breaths, and start pedaling. Thank you.